back to Another Dimension. My name is Quinn.
I'm Trask.
And I'm Taylor.
I almost forgot his name there. You see that?
We have a few housekeeping things to talk about right away. So
Yeah.
Trask, take care of that.
Frank Stachik. Thanks for submitting for last week's contest. You are the winner this week. Reach out to us. We'll get you your prize mailed out. Thank you. Continue liking and subscribing and listening.
The question was, who in our fleet just surpassed a million miles?
Yep. And that was Stuart Wilkinson.
Stuart Wilkinson.
Congrats again, Stuart.
And Taylor just put out a pretty cool video interview with Stuart.
Yeah.
Talking about his million miles.
Yeah.
Nice job, Taylor.
Thank you.
Yeah. Frank's a brother of one of our drivers.
Yeah.
Matt, known Frank for a year now.
Yep.
Just went out on his own, bought his own truck. So good luck, Frank. Mm-hmm. Wish you nothing but the best.
Since we're talking about the Stachik family, we got to say hi, Amy. Hi, Mackenzie. Hi, Jameson.
Hi, guys and girls.
There you go. Hot topic this week for everyone.
Man, unforeseen issues.
The weather wreaked havoc
Cold,
in our industry.
Snow. It was brutal.
You know, I feel we've had a pretty decent winter up here. We haven't been pounded with snow, but it got cold, but we're used to it. The
Get
south,
a couple miles south from here.
The
they're
south
like,
is
what
not
in
used
the
to
heck?
it.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? It was snowing in Mexico in places. I mean,
Keith-
Texas.
Keith woke up in Dallas on Monday morning and it was 9 degrees.
Yeah.
3 or 4 inches of snow, and he luckily got unloaded and reloaded and got out, but others weren't.
He's like,
lucky.
it wasn't that bad down there, but the people just don't know how to drive. He said going into Dallas, he saw like 5 cars.
And they're not equipped.
Yeah.
You know, Matt, should we talk about we, knock on wood, we got through it pretty good.
Yeah.
Matt had an oversized load. He got
hung up in Gary.
not because of him.
Went to bed Monday night and woke up with 14 inches of snow on his windshield.
And trucks stuck in the entrance and exit of the truck stop.
Couldn't get out. Other than that, I don't think we had Jeff. He got stuck in Indy yesterday. They got hit with another snowstorm.
And the forklift kept getting stuck in the
just
parking
getting buried.
lot.
Those pictures are hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it's something we take for granted up here. We're used to it. Other people aren't.
It threw our industry into a tailspin this week.
Yeah, and I mean, when we looked at that storm on Monday, it was legitimately stretching from Oklahoma City to Maine, across the whole country. Thankfully, south of us, but a lot of those places don't see snow very often, and when they get it, it's they don't have plows, they don't have coats, they don't
just shut down.
I mean, look what's going on in Texas right now. They're mad at their senator because he left and went to Mexico, and
then their power
grid went out.
Failed.
Yeah.
So we're fortunate in that regard. Number one, that we're used to that kind of thing, and number two, that we really slid through all right.
But why did we slide through all right? Like, what were some of the things that caused us to slide through?
Planning, looking ahead was one of them.
I mean, take this as a learning curve, too. I mean, this is something that we deal with, and it doesn't have to be snowstorm or cold weather. But we thought ahead and we did these things. So where I was going with this could be applied to any, I guess, unforeseen instance, right?
Well, and our drivers are
from
used
up here
to it. Yeah, they understand it. As most drivers, most people from this area, you know, it's normal everyday life. But when you get in those areas that aren't equipped to handle it, they don't have salt, they don't have plows, sand, whatever.
Yeah.
Then there's only so much we can do as
even as people that are experienced in driving
natives, or I don't know.
Natives,
I don't know.
professional doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's take the project down in Tennessee, for instance.
Yeah, they were held up because the permit office wasn't open.
Yeah.
Because the workers stayed home.
Yeah, and they wouldn't issue permits to get the crane there to unload our guys.
Right. Who's gonna predict that?
You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, weather all over is just.
So what that indirectly is, directly I guess, has done. Capacity got super tight this week, and
what have you ever seen it like this?
No, not first quarter.
No, I mean this is unseasonable. This is like summer stuff.
Yeah,
like summer work.
And I think a lot. there's a lot of factors that are going into it, but this week really tightened some things up.
Yeah.
And
Explain tighten things up to the listeners.
okay, for example, the project that the trucks couldn't get unloaded at,
Yep.
they came home.
Yep.
Now they have to go back next week to get unloaded. Well, if you're booked out for next week already with other customer freights, something has to give.
Yep.
You can't cover it all.
Well, and now multiply that by the industry. I mean, imagine that was 4 trucks. So now 4 loads are uncovered in theory that we need to find trucks for, right?
Yep.
But that trucks are only a set amount. There's only a set amount of trucks on the road. So when this kind of stuff happens, it drives rates up through the roof.
If you're playing the spot market.
If you are.
Yes. And, we tend to, I guess, we're a spot market carrier. We do have some,
Contracted.
I guess. Nothing's dedicated. But we don't, for our customers at least, we keep a flat rate, a level rate for budgeting. But, if a broker or a one-off were to call, we'd play the spot a little bit,
You might as well.
Well, you have to because...
Otherwise, you're giving away your capacity.
Right.
You're giving away your trucks. And why give away your truck at a rate of 1,000 when you could give it away at a rate of 1,500?
You'll never be able to get that back.
You can't get it back. And why work just as hard to make $1,000? If you're going to throw $500 away, let me know. I'll come get it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What else? I mean, what else did this storm do? Can you imagine? This is just random. I just thought of this. But can you imagine like the guys that aren't prepared? They probably didn't listen to our tips for winter driving.
They should have.
They should have in our podcast.
Yeah.
Probably sitting up in the trucks without food, stuff like that. I mean, I can't imagine. Like Texas is shut down.
Right. Oklahoma City had some major problems too. I guess I don't. And we take that for granted that we're used to it and can deal with it. But do you feel bad for the people who've never, I've never heard of snow in Mexico.
No, not that kind of snow. But
cut.
Cut that out. What do they do? It's got to be a culture shock.
Do they have heaters in their house in Mexico? Their furnaces?
I don't know. I mean, I would assume so because we live up here and we have air conditioning. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I would think that they probably have a furnace or at least something.
Did that just sound really like ignorant and dumb?
No.
I guess I don't know. I've never been in a house in Mexico.
Me either. I mean, the resorts do.
Sure. But I'm sure they just shut down. The apocalypse was here and they just...
Can you imagine?
No.
Oh.
What else you got?
Nothing really. I've been in the industry a while and I've never seen it like this, especially this week. I've been saying that the last couple weeks, I would say, but like this week really kind of did it for me.
It did. And
it's a good thing. And, everyone could be a little bit busier, but we're in February, the end of February, and we're talking that we have loads on the books for the next month. That's
in our world, that's pretty rare.
Especially in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
You come June, July, August, it's a completely different story.
Right.
So
then it comes down to planning and projecting and knowing, telling your customers
and
preparing your customers that if you call me on Friday for a Monday load,
probably not going to happen.
We'll do our best.
Or this is what we can do.
Yeah.
But not only that, but then you have the unforeseen things. Imagine if the snowstorm happens in a week again. You got to plan for that. We had a driver this week who called us. His furnace went out at his house on Sunday night, came into work on Monday, and his pipes burst.
Yeah.
So we didn't know that was going to happen. I'm sure he didn't expect that was going to happen. We get a call Monday saying, hey, I got to be done for the week. I got to go clean out my basement. It's full of water. And, thankfully his family was safe. They were at a hotel and, you
just have to adjust.
Yeah, you got to adjust and customers got to realize that as well.
Let's talk about that. So that happened.
Yep.
We had another owner contractor that his clutch went out last week and still is not fixed.
Still
because
not fixed.
Probably lack of parts.
Yep.
We had another one of our drivers who...
His father-in-law isn't doing too well.
Yep. So we're trying to keep him tight, close to home. We have another... we had a bunch of stuff this week. A a guy tweaked his back, I guess.
Yeah.
So he just had
He's
a few
been off.
chiropractor
Yep.
appointments.
And that's unlike him. That happened Friday. We found that out. We have another guy that's been on a 2-month-long vacation in Florida. I don't know when he's coming back. Donnie.
Oh man,
Donnie's
we need some more pics, Don.
Yeah, Don. If you send a picture of the thermometer and it's above 65, I'm gonna be upset.
Right.
Donnie's a.
When's he coming back?
I don't know if he's ever coming back. Donnie's a part-time, full-time driver for us. Drove his whole career. He served, but then has been driving for us for how long now? 2 years.
I think longer than
Longer than that?
I mean, he retired
And wants to keep trucking.
and yeah, but he gets his time or likes his time off, and
Yep.
I think
Yeah, he deserves it.
I think we do a decent job of getting it to him.
Yeah.
We could ask him someday.
He's probably drunk on the beach right now. He's probably like, yeah, they get me home.
Guarantee it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
We could get him on here.
You think so? You think if we called him right now, he'd answer? I don't have my phone.
Take a flyer.
Yeah, I don't have my phone.
Oh, maybe next time.
Maybe next time. He'd answer.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he'd keep it PG, but he would answer.
Yeah.
What do these storms do to equipment?
Oh man. So the cold, for those who don't know, I mean, diesel gels up easier than gasoline does.
What does gel up mean?
If you get water in it and it turns to gel,
What does
or
that do?
freezes. Well, you can't put it through the fuel lines, and your truck's not going to run.
You're talking to someone that doesn't get oil changes, so.
Yeah.
But obviously the trucks are hard to start.
Hard to, in some instances, it's hard to keep running.
Yeah.
If it's 10 below, just let it run.
You're better off just keeping the
Just
truck
let it
running.
run.
It'll cost you less than fuel to keep it
Mm-hmm.
running all night than it will for a service call to get your fuel filters fixed, or towed.
And
if
that's
you're
what
on
you
the side of the
do.
road.
If you gel up, I mean, the first thing to do is pull your fuel filters, put new ones on, clean
Yeah.
out the, if there's a bowl, you clean that out or whatever. But, knock on wood, we've been pretty fortunate that hasn't happened.
Yeah. Thankfully. I mean, it's been cold. I mean, last week, I think it hit like negative 33 with the wind chill, negative 34.
Yep. And fueling with, if you're down in the south and you fuel with normal fuel that's not treated.
Can you imagine all of those trucks that don't have treated fuel down there? Oh, boy.
Yeah. Probably some happy service people this week.
Oh, my gosh.
Probably some tired,
Yeah.
but
I didn't even think about
Probably
that.
have a little bit of beer money.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I'm sure.
We prepped.
When was the huge wreck in Dallas? Was that this week or last week?
That was this week.
It was this week?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
It was
No.
2 weeks ago?
Fort Worth?
Was that last, Thursday?
Yep.
So they've been getting
So that was a
pounded
week
down
ago.
there.
But there's been other ones
Yeah.
since then. Pile-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big ones.
Yeah, that was right when that was the day after Berna left, so it was last Thursday.
Okay.
So,
What else is going on? We didn't have, just thinking back to other episodes, like pretty clean operationally,
yeah.
pretty clean on the sales side. The shop,
Our producer could step it up a little.
the producer could step it up a little.
Yeah.
No, let's give Taylor a shout out.
Yeah.
Taylor got his first marketing client.
Yeah, today. He's grinning ear to ear.
He is. So we'll talk about that next week, right?
yeah.
We
Hats
got-
off, Taylor. Congrats.
Yeah.
We'll see how Monday goes, and then we'll review it in next week's episode.
Yeah.
That's cool. Maybe we'll get those guys on.
Eventually,
Someday,
I
yeah.
would really like to get them on.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So if
And that's
anybody
kinda-
else,
that's
if
kinda where
anybody
we're
else
gonna-
needs
yeah.
marketing services or
Let
video,
us
what
know.
else you do, Taylor?
Pictures, fingernail painting.
In addition to the latter, video, I think, is what I want to put more of my concentration on. We're doing a lot more of it, and there's a lot of companies out there like us that could use it, but just can't afford a majority of professional videographers. So I think we're going to try and fill that gap and make some pretty cool stuff for some people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Taylor's doing an awesome job for us. Our social media. Other than that, I mean, that's kind of what Taylor's job is here.
Makes a cool video every day.
Makes a cool video. He's grinning ear to ear. I've never seen someone run out to the the sunrise in the morning to get the way the sun bounces off hoods of semis.
Certainly not at a trucking company.
Definitely not at a trucking company.
We got some big projects coming up.
Lots of them.
Just quoted 30 loads down to Kansas.
Got 17 double drops going out to Ohio.
Bunch of 15-foot wide stuff going to Michigan.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
17 loads going to Missouri.
oh yeah.
That was all this week.
Yeah. That's going to
Georgia.
We've got three loads going to Georgia.
3 of them.
Keith is 15.6.
15.1. High.
Tall.
82 feet long.
12.7 wide.
12.7 wide.
So that'll leave up Monday.
Monday morning. Yeah. Other than that, I think we're good.
Okay.
Unless you got anything else.
I don't. Hi, Nettie.
Nettie. You know who else is a big fan?
Who?
Pete Hippis.
Pete Hippis. He was a winner on like episode 3 or
4 or 5,
okay.
something like that. He listens every week. I know for a fact because he shares it.
Yeah.
Nettie. Who else do we got?
We got a lot of them.
We had a secret listener. I like
Yeah.
secret listeners.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I'm going to keep rambling.
You're gonna keep rambling?
If we keep this on, I'm going to keep rambling.
All right. I think we can wrap it up.
Have a good week.
Any ideas or anything? Hey, we need what's a question from this week? What's the contest? What was the temperature in Dallas on Monday morning when Keith delivered? Yeah.
All right. Fine. That's the question.
How cold was it in Dallas on Monday morning where we delivered? Okay. That's the question for the week. Make sure to answer it, like us, all that stuff. Taylor will take that away. But until next time, I guess everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah. Have a good week.
All right, everybody, that is it for another episode of Another Dimension. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned into episode 8. Make sure to follow us on Apple and Spotify podcasts. That really, really helps us grow overall. Make sure to tune into our social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Like the guys talked about before, we've got a lot going on over the next few weeks. So to see the type of loads and what we're going to be hauling, make sure to follow us. And then finally, make sure to submit your answer to our Facebook page for this week's question, which is, how cold was it when Keith rolled into Texas this past week on his long trip? So make sure to send your answers into our Facebook page for that. Other than that, again, thank you so much to everybody for watching, and have a great week.